Hi, this is my pattern review of McCall's 7974. I did view B with the gathered sleeves. Let's see my version right here. I'm wearing it right now. I made my version out of a lightweight denim. It's, I think, a little bit thicker of a fabric than the pattern calls for. It calls for more lighter weight fabrics, but I think it turns out fine. I did wear it around all day while I was taking care of my daughter, so it was a lot of picking her up, putting her down, wearing a baby carrier, breastfeeding, sitting on the floor, and it held up fine. No issues whatsoever. A couple of adjustments that I made. I added about ½ an inch to each side of the waist, and then I also added 5/8 of an inch to the length of the bodice. When I made my muslin for the bodice, I noticed that the waist was pretty tight and I didn't want there to be any issues sitting down and having like a button fly off. So I added in an inch in total. I honestly could have done maybe ½ an inch and it would have been fine because it is kind of loose on me now. But it's very comfortable and still has the shape that I want, so I don't really care. It is a low-cut dress, so I am wearing like a camisole underneath, and I saw that someone else who had made this dress actually added in a snap to close it a little bit further, so I may do that because I was planning on wearing this to work, and I don't want to have to worry about too much going on, you know? I did go a little too gung-ho with the buttons on the bodice, and I added 5. Yeah, looking at the dress on the thing, they only did 3. The skirt of the dress is actually meant to be kind of an A-line paneled skirt. I did not have enough fabric, so I just did a gathered skirt. The effect is pretty similar, I would say, so it's not a huge deal. It does have pockets. I made sure that I included those, so. I almost didn't even make the dress. I almost left it as a top because as I was making it, I thought it was so cute just as a top, and I do think I'm going to make a version of a top and just do a couple of adjustments, like make the sleeves longer. The sleeves currently cut off at my mid lower arm, and I do think they'd be cute if they were longer. I would lengthen the bodice if I was making it just as a top because right now it sits right at my natural waist, and if it was just going to be a standalone top, I would want it to be just a little bit longer so that it overlaps with like my jeans. I think because of the weight of the fabric, I am having a bit of an issue where the neckline kind of sits away from my body. Not too bad, not too bad. Mostly I see it when I kind of move and bend and that kind of stuff. I think if it was a lighter fabric weight like the pattern suggested, this wouldn't be an issue. The other thing that I am finding, but I think this is more of a fit issue because I see this with almost every pattern I make, it's tight when I put my arms forward like this. It's because I'm so beefy. No. I think it's a fit issue. I think it's just something I have to do with the shoulders to better fit my body, but I don't think it's an actual issue with the pattern, but it is something I am experiencing. It hasn't stopped me from putting my arms forward or like lifting my arms or anything like that, but it has been a little bit annoying. If you look at the model on the pattern, you can see that the arm, like her arm is right here, but the dress is all the way out here. So when I initially made this, I was worried that it was going to be like huge right here. Not the case. I don't know why they didn't actually get a model that would fit this size, but just be aware, this is deceiving. I didn't even mention what size I made. I made size 14, and besides increasing the waist, I didn't make any changes to that at all. This is listed as an easy pattern. I would say yes, it is pretty easy to put together. I didn't really have any issues. Other than procrastinating all of the buttons and buttonholes, this dress was really quick to make. I would definitely recommend this as a pattern to make.